Hey, friends, happy Friday, and welcome to episode 4 of the Legend Caller Squad podcast. I'm Kaylee, I'm your host, and today I want to talk about the environment and your environment and your purpose. So I'm going to jump right to it because this one's going to be a little bit longer, but I have a lot of really good stuff that I want to share with you from things I've been reading, things I've been listening to, some calls that my team does weekly as a team, and encouragement and just mindset. But first, I want you to think about, how does your environment shape who you are? And what's the true essence of your life's purpose? And then I want you to stop and think about, can the words you choose to speak truly change your destiny? So, those are three major questions that you really need to dive deep into. So, yes, your environment can shape who you are. And yes, and yes, you need to know what your true purpose is in this life. And then, more than yes, absolutely, definitely, without a doubt, your words that you speak can change the destiny of your life. So, first, I just want to say it like this: your environment shapes you. Start by thinking about the impact that our environments have on our thoughts and our actions. Think about those spaces that we are in. Think about the groups that we're in, the people we're around, who we surround ourselves, and how they play a huge role in molding us into who we are today. Can you change this? Yes, you can. If it's good, then keep it the way it is. But you can reshape your surroundings to reshape yourself, whatever it is that you need to do. Think about the five closest people to you. Where are they in life? What are they doing? Are they dreamers? Are they visionaries? Are they moving forward every single day in their life? And are you content with this? I hope you are, because this is where you're going if you do not change your environment. And I'm going to say that again. The five closest people that you have in your life right now, if you're happy with what their lives look like, then keep it that way. But if you're not, then you need to have a reality check and you need to change that. Because if you don't change it, this is going to be you. You are going to keep shaping into the same environment in which you put yourself in. So I wanted to bring up a comment and just talk about this because this is so true. Think about the kids. This is coming from my educational background as a teacher. So think about the kids that are growing up in the rough side of town and they don't have anyone influencing them in a positive manner. They have already been labeled as a behavior. They have already been labeled as, having these issues and that issues. They're behind in their academics, all these different things. And at that point in their life, even the teachers struggle to help them, which is sad, but it's true. What's going to happen to this child? They're going to fall in the cracks. And then whenever they get out of school, they're going to end up in the correctional system. That's just how it works, unfortunately. But if you switch gears and you think about the kid that's growing up in the same type school, same type area, but has maybe some family members that are preaching life into them, that are telling them that, hey, you're going to do great things. Hey, you're made for greatness. And then they have teachers that haven't given up on them yet. They see that the potential in that child, they see that that child can do so many things. Who do you think is going to have a better chance of getting out of that environment? It's going to be the person that's building them. It's going to be the child that has someone building them up. It's going to be the child that has somebody helping them understand that there's greater things out there in life. You know that answer. We see it over and over again. We see it even as parents and having kids in the school system. We know the answer to that. But what we forget is that the environment we live in as adults, that it affects us too. It affects us in the same way. If you're hanging out with a crowd that likes to party all the time, then guess what? Unfortunately, you're going to end up partying with them. You're going to end up doing the same things they're doing. But if you find a crowd that's building, growing, dreaming, and doing all the things moving forward in life, eventually you're going to catch yourself doing the same thing. You're going to come up to those expectations that that group's setting for you. If you hang out with people that are healthy, you may be the most unhealthiest person in that group, but eventually you're going to catch up to them, or you're going to at least try, just because it's like peer pressure. We never really get away from peer pressure. We think that peer pressure comes to an end when we turn 18 and we graduate high school, but it doesn't work like that. Your environment still impacts you every single day. So, where do you start to make that change to your environment? First, you have to embrace your purpose. Your purpose isn't your job title. Your purpose isn't your money. Your purpose isn't your amount of followers on a social media platform or the role that you play in society. It goes so much deeper than that. It's about understanding what you want in your life, where you want to go, and who are you going to take along the way. And yes, I said that. Who are you going to take along the way? because there's going to be people and there's going to be certain environments and situations that you're not going to take along the way with you because you know that it's holding you back. The beauty is this, though: you are your purpose. It's not something internal. It's not something external. It is internal. It's woven into who you are. It's just a matter of you figuring out what it is. And like I said, I'm going to say it again: it's not your job. It's not your money. It's not, the different things or the people that follow you or the amount of friends you have. It's the way that you're impacting those people around you, the way that you're making a difference in the world every single day. And sometimes that difference, I'm reading this book by Trent Shelton, so I'm kind of getting off topic, but it's called The Greatest You. And in there he talks about someone that works a cash register at a store. And okay, maybe to some people they feel like, how is that your purpose? Well, that person makes an impact on every single person that walks through the line. They make it a point to speak life into the people that come through their line in the register. And I know all of you have experienced that with somebody out in the world, somebody that works at a convenience store. Those type of people. There's a guy that works at Sonic here in my town, and every time I have him as my car hop, I'm excited because he's always positive. He's always upbeat. His purpose may be that he just wants to make someone smile today. Your purpose is within you, though. And so it doesn't matter what type of job you have or what you're doing. You have to understand that it's within you, what you're happy with and what you feel like is making a difference in the world around you. So the second thing is your flaws and your imperfections matter. Embrace it. Your flaws and your imperfections matter. It's okay to have them. We all have them. You have to embrace it. Your past is you. Your past is part of your purpose, and that's okay. Everything about you exists to improve the world in some way, even if it's as simple as giving someone a compliment. So, everything you're doing every single day, whether you have a past that's something you're very ashamed of or unhappy with, that's okay, because you have the chance to keep moving forward and doing something different and impacting people around you. Give someone a compliment, uplift people around you. Your scars can be your greatest strengths. You go through these trials and tribulations in life to shape you into the person you are today. But how you handle those flaws and imperfections is the most crucial aspect in this area. You have to decide, am I going to let this move me forward, or am I going to sulk in the misfortunes and just let it drag me down? That choice is yours. You're the only person that can make that choice. And when you make that choice, then now you're setting yourself up for which road you're going down. I highly recommend that you realize that those imperfections and flaws and failures that you've had in your life are totally okay. I'll say it again and again and again. It is okay. But keep moving forward. Allow it to let you grow. Allow it to let your mind expand, to let your views of the world expand, and to not make those same mistakes again. Because the person that keeps making those same mistakes and looking at those mistakes like they don't exist, like ignoring them, is the same person that's going to keep doing it. It's going to wake up one day and regret so much of their life. The choice is yours. The next topic: the power of your words. Your words are incredible. They can either lift someone up or tear them down. They can lift yourself up or tear yourself down. So you have to think about the words you're saying. What you say to yourself matters. I told you this in our last episode. What you say silently to yourself matters even more than what you say out loud, because the more you say it in your head internally, the more that your brain's going to grasp it and just start putting it in like concrete. So you have to be careful what you say to yourself. Maybe you don't believe in yourself right now. We've all been there. But stop saying that. Start saying, I believe in me. And I made a post about this today. Turn your can'ts into cans. Okay, maybe you couldn't do it yesterday. That's fine. You didn't do it yesterday, but you can do it today. And the more that you say, I can, and I can, and I can, you're going to do it. Think about a kid riding a bicycle. They get on the bike, they fall down, and they say, I can't do this. And as parents, we say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Get back up. Try it again. And then what happens? After they've done it so many times, now, if you know how to ride a bike, you can probably still ride a bike at the age of 33, like myself. So quit saying I can't and say I can. Every time you catch yourself saying I can't do that, I'm not worthy of that, I'm not, I can't, all those negative words, remove them and replace it with something positive. And maybe in that moment, you don't truly believe it, but the more that you say it over and over again, you're going to believe it. You have to make up your mind to believe it. So be careful what you say, and then also be careful what conversations you're allowing to manifest in your life. If you're allowing a lot of negative conversations to come into your life, you can bet you're going to eventually be thinking negative. Even if you have on this positive streak, maybe you are on a positive streak and you're moving forward and you're like, okay, I'm thinking positive. I got this. I can do this. I can do this. But if you continue to allow the negativity, the cloud of negativity to hover over your life, you're going to slip back into that negativity. Your purpose is long term. Purpose isn't like, oh, it's just going to happen. Purpose isn't something that's going to start today and end in a couple of days. It's long term. It's a lifelong journey. You're not going to wake up one morning and instantly say, hey, I know what my purpose is going to be. It's not like you can apply for a purpose. Like you go and say, hey, I'm going to go apply for this job. That's not how your purpose works. You have to put into yourself daily. Build your mind, build your soul, and then one day you're going to wake up and realize that you are living your purpose. You will wake up one day and say, I feel like I'm where I need to be. It's going to define you more than a title ever could. When you're living your purpose, you're not seeking to escape your reality. You're recharging and ready to face each day with this renewed energy. You're not waking up every morning dreading getting out of bed. You wake up ready to go because you finally have found your purpose and you're finally doing what matters the most in your life. Have you ever thought about how your mind diet matters? Just like we have the diets in our life, the food we put in our body, the food you put in your mind is going to shape your life. What you feed your mind influences your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. And so, if you're feeding your mind with the right nutrients to grow, your mind's going to grow. This goes back to the negative conversations. If you're allowing those negative things to come into your mind, then negative things are going to come into your life. Energy, the attraction of energy. That's just the way it goes. So start your mind diet by protecting your mind. Poisonous conversations, especially gossip, can corrode your mind. They affect not only you, but they affect everybody involved. And so many times, like you all know, I follow Jessie Lee Ward. Rest in peace, sweet angel. She talks about how gossip can bring people down. Even if the gossip isn't coming out of your mouth, but you're listening to it, it affects you. And so those types of conversation are like poison. And you have to be careful how much you allow that into your life because not only is it hurting your mind, but it's hurting somebody else. And what good is it doing for the person that's coming out of their mouth? That negative conversation that keeps up in your life has to go away. So you either need to find a way to turn that conversation into a positive one or just quite frankly stop talking to that person if it comes down to it. If every single time you're talking to that person and all it is gossip and negativity, you're going to have to change that environment. And the magic of thinking big, he talks about this. He talks about this friend that he had in college, and he has these philosophies on life and all these things the guy has to say is just nothing but negative. Like, there's no way you're ever going to be able to be some successful businessman. Like, you have to get lucky to do that. And David Schwartz is the author of that book. He realized, he said, you know what? I have to separate myself from this. And he separated himself from this person. 10 years down the road, he ran into somebody that knew him and asked, how's he doing? He's still the negative, miserable person talking about how you have to get lucky to be something in life. It's not about luck. It's about how you train your mind, how you impact the world, how the actions that you take every single day to do better. Be 1% better every single day. But remember that your mind poison is just as dangerous as the poison in our bodies. The only difference is if poison goes into our body, we're not going to make it very long. Mind poison is going to go into your mind, and then over the long-term effects, it's going to drastically impact the way you think. It's going to drastically impact the actions that you are taking part in. So remember that the choices that you make today are shaping your future. Be intentional about what you allow into your mental space and who you share your dreams with. I'm Kaylee. Thank you so much for joining me on the self-discovery and mindset mastery. I'm so excited to do this. Thank you, Chemist, for all of your comments. But exactly, you are your perfect purpose. You have to remember you are your purpose. Your mindset is such a powerful tool that can shape your life in extraordinary ways. This is something I've personally been working on for almost 2 years now. And honestly, I see a difference in myself every single day. So I pray and I hope that you can take these podcasts and you can start implement it. Maybe you're not able to implement every single part and piece of it into your life, and that's fine. But start with one thing. Find one thing you know you're struggling with. Maybe it's the negative conversations. Maybe it's the negative self-talk. Find one thing and start working on it. And then that thing becomes more of a positive habit, and then you can work on the next thing. So be mindful of the thoughts that you nurture and never underestimate the power of your purpose. Until next time, keep striving for greatness and remember, you hold the key to unlocking your true potential. If you love this episode, please go ahead and like it, share it. I'm going to be uploading it to all the podcast platforms here in a little bit. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good weekend.